Hi guys, welcome to another episode brought to you by True Worship. On this channel, we've been instructed by God to help His people understand what true worship really means, and that's what we are here to do. We are here to broaden your knowledge, help you understand what worship is and what worship is not. So if you are new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell in order to get notified whenever we drop our content, which we drop every week. So let's get right into it. So what is worship? Worship is a deep devoted response to all the goodness of God. That's why in Psalm chapter 116 verse 12, David said, "What shall I give unto God for all His benefits?" So worship is just you remembering everything God has done for you, all His goodness, despite your unfaithfulness, despite how unworthy you are to get all His benefits, but He still gives that to you, showing His unconditional love. Worship is from the soul. Worship is from the soul to God. Worship is not to self or for self. Worship is to God and for God. So this brings us to our next question. What are the critical elements of worship? According to Romans chapter 12, Paul urged us to bring our bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God. So this means our worship must be holy. Our God is 3 times holy. So anything presented to Him must be holy, and our worship must be acceptable. For our worship to be acceptable, it has to be of good quality. Our soul has to connect with God. It must come from our soul, and abstinence from self is necessary. So the 2 critical elements necessary for worship are holiness and make sure your worship is acceptable unto God. So this brings us to the final question of this episode. What motivates worship? So worship comes as a result of remembrance of the goodness of God, His mercy, His compassion, even when you are least deserving of it. And this brings about worship. Remembrance brings about these doxological outbursts, just saying, "Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for everything you've done. Despite my sins, you've just been there for me." So it's just basically remembrance, thinking through, remembering all God has done for you, and that will motivate your worship. This is the end of this episode. We hope we've been able to answer your questions about worship and how to worship. In case we didn't answer your question and you still have that question in your heart that you want to ask, you could just write it down in the comment section, and we'll do well to reply and answer that question in your heart. We are here to save you, and make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell in order to get notified whenever we drop new content. God bless you. Peace.